think in 2017, data is becoming even more important. In a retail business, data is everything. Retail is detail. And so the more data we have and understand our customer, then that's how we grow. The trends that are most important are those that are around the customer and their behaviour. If we can understand the customer behaviour, we can tailor our offers and our prices to meet that demand. Yeah, so in our industry, in the drinks-led business, there's a real strong trend around key events. So the customer will come out for a key event, so Christmas, Halloween, but this week, for example, with no sport in the business, weather not great, the customer is decamping and staying at home. We'll predict where those car periods be, which is very important to us from a profit perspective, because then we can match our costs, our labour accordingly to reduce that risk when the customers aren't coming out. So right now the market is very volatile, the consumer trends are forever changing, and you've got to not only keep up but hopefully be one step ahead, and that is very challenging right now. We listen to the people who are using the data. So as much as we've got data scientists, we won't do things just for fun because we enjoy data, being accountants and numbers people. We'll talk to the people who use the data, what they like, what they're interested in, and try and get that need from our customers, if you like, in finance, and then get the data to get what they need. Yes, I think using our drink range as an example, the consumer trend of premiumisation is very much current. So people choosing to buy Peroni instead of a Carlsberg, and that price differential, and noticing that the pricing sensitivity was so much less in those premium products, and we've been able to stretch the pricing there and thereby gaining more margin. I think the barriers is knowing what data you want, because you can get everything. I could tell you how many cheeseburgers we sell on a Tuesday afternoon versus a Thursday morning. Is that going to change any decision? It's about getting the data that is going to facilitate a decision that's going to ultimately make you more money. Yeah, I think there are people who will always say, my intuition will beat any data-driven decision, and it's just learning with those people and saying, well, where is that intuition coming from? And when you sort of delve further, it is actually data that's driving it. It's things they've seen before, and if you can show them the data that's almost backing up their decision rather than they're just making it without data, that helps as well. Yeah, so the challenges with data and that people mix. The example I'd use, we used a labour productivity tool which basically showed when a manager put a rota on, it used data to say when drink and food was sold, and then it looked at the rota and it said where you were under or overstaffed. And to a data scientist, it's great. Just take people off there and put them on then, go do it. The data was really easy in telling us what to do, but the people were really reluctant to do it because they didn't understand it. So without that link between data and engagement and people, you don't get the results. Some advice to CFOs when looking at data is talk to your people. It doesn't take long, and you'd be amazed at how quickly they get engaged when you're saying the data is telling us this is why we want to do it. People want to know why they're being asked to do something. I think you can have all the data in the world, but business does come down to people. And one of our managing directors, Nick Andrews, describes it as lots of meteors coming down at our operators, and it's which ones to capture. So you have a lot of data, but in the end, you've got to make a decision. So it's how do you make the decision, and how do you implement that decision as well?